Alright guys, Simon here. Welcome back to our Minecraft design school. So we are still looking at Progsys, the Mayan Parkour map by Progsys. And yes, so in the last video we kind of looked at his updates, like his modifications to his earlier stuff. Now we are moving into completely new stuff. He calls this the White District, right? So he says it's a new area, mostly built out of quartz. In this part of town live high-class citizens like priests or officials, but this does not mean that the other citizens cannot visit this part of town. There are many events held where the government shows their power. Every month there is at least one military parade or a religious event held at the big pyramid street. So we're finally getting to the pyramid. Money is not the main factor why the White District citizens are so powerful. They did invest a lot of money in education, so they have libraries and museums to educate their children. Okay, so that's the backstory. To show that they are more rich, I made the streets much wider compared to the narrow alleys in the Grey District. That sounds good. I didn't notice that it was very hard to make a parkour in a big open street. Yes, that's true. The walls were just too far apart. Because of that, I made most of the jumps inside the buildings. That's clever. That's a good idea. The nice coincidence was then that the buildings itself became bigger. This nicely did fit into my concept of the White District. That sounds good. I do plan in the future to add more secrets. Alright, so let's see what he wants us to look at. He says, the street bridge, the main path. Let's see where this stuff is. Stairs challenge, street bridge, here we go. So this is the White District. I think which way do we come in from? So I'm completely here. So that was the jumping puzzle where there's the timing, but I think the timing's a little too difficult. But once you get past that, you get into this area. You can't get out here. You're not supposed to be able to get out here. Although oh wait, is that an invisible wall? Oh crap, I just broke it. Was that an invisible wall? I think there was an invisible wall here. Well, never mind, because... Wait a minute. So that's the block of quartz. I think I just broke an invisible wall, but... Can I get out here? I can get out here. And... interesting. Yeah, okay, so... You can get out here. You might want to fix that. We're gonna go on this side. Can I break the map? So this is the new part, so it's not surprising that it's not completely, tested yet. So there's still kind of little problems with it, like escaping the map. What's back here? So there's a secret-ish thing here. That's not really all that secret. Where are we going from here? I shouldn't spend too much time wandering around because he actually has specific things he wants us to look at. Can I? Well, I can jump across if I time that right. Why is there a checkpoint here? We can jump back in, but I don't really want to. I can jump out here. Okay, this doesn't actually lead us to anywhere. Oh, I guess this is for this. So I can, checkpoint my way into there. That's useful, I guess. Oh, look at that tower there. That's interesting. Look at that. A lot of interesting stuff here. So the buildings are more... Yeah, so they're bigger. You see the big narrow, or big giant windows and things like that. So it's a different style from the grey stuff. Back that way. That's good. It looks good. Alright, that's street bridge. Okay, here we go. Main path. Most bridges are usually made to bypass obstacles made by nature and not human-made objects. No, that's not entirely true. A lot of bridges go across train tracks. They go across other roads. I mean, it happens a lot. So, but the road below is seen as a holy road. So this down there, there's a holy road down there. There's two golems. And the bridge is also a nice place to stand for the events that are happening on the streets below, so it mostly functions as a spectator space. That's good, that's perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that at all. Does a bridge like this make sense? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. One of the problems at this area, that this area has, is that your goal is to reach the pyramid and you're very close to it. Right, that thing. And that's the pyramid there. But now you need to actually go a detour to reach it. This might be confusing. Do you think this too, or are the guidance enough for you? Well, okay, so we get past that. We supposedly cross the bridge. Oh, is the red? Did you change from the red wool to this stuff for the guidance? Because it was red wool before. Now it's the block of redstone you seem to be using. If you change the code, you might want to point that out to the player. Or just go back to red wool, just to keep it consistent. But anyway, if we're following the block of redstone, the block of redstone now, that's perfectly fine. I don't think this is a problem. Yeah, sure, we can see that. We're also fenced in. People might try to cheat their way out, of course. I was can't, cheat out the other way. So you just have to be really careful people can't parkour their way out in a way that you don't expect. But aside from that, I don't see any problems. Okay, I can't get up there. Yeah, the bridge is fine. The bridge is fine. Let me just walk around a little bit just to see if there's anything I should be aware of. So it seems like every one of these houses then becomes like a little challenge. So there's a roof above our heads, and there you go. There's a little bit of loot in there. That's not too much. Can we go this way? What is this? Okay, we can't go this way. Can't go this way. That's blocked as well, so we have to keep pushing forward. What does that say? Under construction. Alright, let's just ignore that. There's a park here. High class park. Okay, back this way. He says Holy Road, a very long street. Many official events are held on it, so there are many places for people to stand on the side and watch the events. Well, yeah, there are, but I haven't... Okay, so they're out there, so we can't actually access that yet. He doesn't ask any questions about that. Alright, so the next part, let me scroll down. The next part, high class park. One thing that rich people don't like is a bad view, so they make a nice park to fit their needs. That's good, yep, just like this. Giant square trees. Compared to the last park, this one is a lot more structured, but sadly it ended up not used that much. I really had trouble to actually use it, so I just made a simple maze in the middle of it. Okay. At the end, most jumping is now inside the buildings. You may also notice that this area is more open and you can even choose the order of your jumps. This makes the player guidance a bit harder, but I also expect that the player can handle it by now. Well, I think as long as you have the red where the exit is, which you do, there, and then all the other stuff is just optional, which is fine. You can go back to... you can kind of give people hints. You have signs telling people things, or you can use the scripts to kind of put messages on the screen to tell people things. You can always do that. You can just kind of give people hints, like, you know how you were using it to tell the story earlier. In that, you can kind of just have... It's a hint. Many optional areas here. You can just do that, right? If you're scared that people might not understand what to do, you can always do that, or have signs. One of the problems is that it is hard to make the buildings believable because gameplay took over them. I think that's fine. I think we understand enough about this to say that, okay, it's a game and it's a parkour map. Parkour comes first. It's not very practical to make a realistic home and at the same time a good parkour. My tries combining them ended up being very strange and even more confusing. You kind of see the problem at the museum and the library. Oh, let's go look at those. He says, question yet again, what do you think about this park? How is the guidance of the player? Do you think it needs to be better? How can I combine gameplay with realistic structure so both of them do not suffering from it? His English is a bit strange. Well. I mean, we're still using the colors. I think that's still fine. I think what we're meant to do here is, so disk more, 2 disks are needed to open the main gate. Yeah, so see messages like this. The thing is, you can put these clues on the piston as well. I mean, imagine if you have some sort of piston there where these things aren't activated yet, or even the doors are locked. Imagine if all of these doors are locked, or the secondary things are locked. So at the beginning, you have this thing. You have a lot of optional places you can go into to get loot, and then maybe that's locked, or maybe it's not, and then maybe that thing is like it's hidden. The red block is hidden, and you can't see that yet. And then you go to the what you presume to be the exit, and then when you try to get through here, there's a pressure plate, or there's a trigger, or there's some sort of, I think he said we had to creative mode. I think he says this. There we go. He says to get rid of this. Yeah, it's not supposed to be there. So imagine if there's like there's a trigger here where once you walk through here, it says, oh, you need the 2 keys or discs. Okay, you need the 2 keys to get through the gate, and then once you trigger this thing, then the other clues appear. So they're on some sort of piston, so that they're retracted and you can't see them until you get to there. Then you trigger the pistons, and then they say, okay, you need to go to the library and the museum, right? Is that the right? You need to go to the library and museum to get the discs, and then these appear. So that's the disc. So you got the signs here. Main gate, yeah, so the main gate's back there. So then after you jump through all of this, get the disc. Once you pick up the disc, have this thing retract again. So that's gone now. And then only that the main clue is left. Does that make sense? So you kind of put these things, so you make them dynamic instead of just having them red blocks in the landscape. You kind of have them on pistons, you hide them until, so that you make the player walk there, realize they need the keys, and then these clues appear, and then once they get the keys, the clues disappear again, and then they go back to there and they put the keys in. So then the clues are a bit more dynamic, and then it makes this, because this whole place is kind of non-linear, so then you kind of sequence that so that it makes more sense. Is that going to work? I think that might work. I don't know how complicated that is for you to do. Hopefully it's not too complicated. But I think that would do. I think that will fix that problem of trying to lead the player to the right place. I mean, am I supposed to be there or what? Or is the disc in there somewhere? There's like a ladder in there. Anyway, should I try to jump these things? So this is the library. Right, he says the art museum is a museum full of art. Sadly, it has a fire outbreak last week, so it's closed. Okay. Do you understand where you need to go? How can I combine gameplay with realistic structure? Alright, let's just have a look at it. Interesting sculptures. There's a maze in here. I'm not gonna walk through it, but okay, looks like a pretty straightforward maze, no tricks involved. Or at least I don't. Well, there's that. There's a jump. Otherwise, I don't think there's a trick involved. Alright, let's just go through here. And what's with that? Are we supposed to jump? We might have to jump across those later on. Yeah. Okay, so here, art museum. Collect the 2 discs to open the main gate in the park. This small. I see what you mean. I mean, this is odd, right? Checkpoint. Having this stuff in the middle of the building is odd. The structure looks fine. Although the columns don't hold up anything, the columns hold up the glass, which... Okay. I mean, that's fine, that looks good. What is the... yeah, okay, go that way. Yeah, so the way you do parkour is... like, you kind of just put jumps in a space. And I can understand why this is strange. I mean, you can make an excuse for it, I guess. I mean, if you say, okay, the museum is being renovated, and therefore there's all sorts of scaffolding around. That might make sense. I don't know, maybe it's being repainted, and there's scaffolding for the painters, and so you just put scaffolding up, and that's the parkour. You can make up a story to justify it, I guess. Or alternatively, I mean, the way you built the building, there's not too much, potential for parkour, because it's really a giant rectangle room, and so it's not like you have places you can jump up and down. I mean, sometimes in buildings, some buildings might be, partially demolished, or they might be, partially destroyed, so that the rooms might have kind of holes in the walls, and then or there might be debris that blocks your path, and then that's another way to transform a building into a level. But you don't really want to do that here. I understand that. What's another good excuse to turn a building into a level? I mean, you might put furniture in here, although I guess furniture's not that appropriate in this art gallery. But imagine if there's like sculptures that you can jump up and down on. Maybe you can do that. If it's that sort of art gallery. I don't think you can do it here though. Like, the space is not big enough for sculptures. Maybe the scaffolding is probably the best idea. If you imagine the place is being renovated and there's scaffolding and stuff like that. Maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, I know what you like. I know what you mean. It is sometimes difficult. Wait a minute, what happened? Did I just? Oh, I'm flying. My bad. Yeah. So trying to combine gameplay with the realistic structure. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe scaffolding. I guess it all depends on the specific building too. I mean, in the library, I imagine you can do it with the bookshelves. I don't know what you did there. Anyway, let me just jump through this first. Am I seriously failing this? Okay, so there's that thing on top of my head. So I need to do that. Okay, there's nothing there. I can just jump. That's a trick. You can't actually jump up there because that's 1.5 blocks tall. Alright. So you have these things here, but then, or you have those beams there, but you don't use them for the parkour. So there's parts of the structure that you might potentially use, but you're not using. I'm not sure what's supposed to happen here though. The arrows point that way. Oh wow, fail. The arrows point the other way. But then there's this thing. And that's the exit. Okay, I see. So we have to go all the way around there somehow. How do you do this jump? Can I actually do that? I think I should be able to jump across. Not sure though. Maybe I can't do that. How do I make this jump? Do I jump to that one? It doesn't seem right. Ah, there we go. Just didn't do it properly. And then okay, that's fine. Alright, there we go. I think the disc is supposed to be here, or is it supposed to be further along? Oh no, there's a checkpoint. We still have a long way to go, apparently. Wait, what's this? Oh, that's not a chest. Alright, so here we go. This... Whoa, okay. Alright, so there's that stuff. Is that optional? Oh, that's optional, okay. Alright. And maybe these things can be sculptures of some sort. I think they're meant to be sculptures of some sort. Oops. Maybe if you just kind of change them a little bit, make them kind of like sculptures. Wow. Alright. Alright. Are you serious? Can I do that? Nope. Wait a minute, is that even correct? Oh, no, no, that's correct. I don't know, I don't know. Let me just cheat a little bit, there we go. Really? Can we do that? We can do that one, apparently. I can't do the other one, though. Alright, now what? Oh, now there, okay. And then... This is pretty tricky. Can we get like a checkpoint halfway through, or is this supposed to be really difficult? Fail. Alright, alright. Nope, okay, let me just cheat a little bit. There we go. Or cheat a lot. Alright, so what happens up here then? So we have these. That's pretty clever. So that architectural detail there blocks your path. Huh. Interesting. It doesn't retract though. Alright, there's a checkpoint there. What is this stuff? Disc? Disc. Oh, okay, I see. The purple and the black. I see. That's the path that we're supposed to go. But there's the other tree thing too. Oh, okay, we open this one. Okay, I see. So that's the checkpoint for us. Back out the window. I think it's fairly good. I don't see too many problems with this. Okay, now what? Fail. Wow, sad face. Okay. Wow, not even running. Alright, so we get to here, and then we have to jump down again? Through there? And then down the stairs? Fascinating. So we jump across the stumps. Wait, are we in the library or are we still... Are we somewhere else? We can jump across the stumps. And then what? From here. I don't understand. Oh wait, no, my bad. Can we get to here? Oh, I see. Ah, there, okay, there we go. There's the red. My bad. Okay, we get to here. And then we jump across these things. That's the door back there. The purple is one of the discs, right? One of the keys is purple. There's a... okay, I see. So we jump across there. Or rather, we jump there, jump across there, and then up to here. And that's a checkpoint. What's this? Do we... alright, I see. And then across... oh, down, okay. Okay, now what? Oh, through there, okay. Wow. Are you... wait a minute. Oh, I see, there's a stair block here. So... can do that. And that's the broken staircase. And the disc. There we go. Oh crap, did this break it? Wow, I just smashed it through the wall or something. Alright, so that's one disc. That's a really long path to get to here. Alright, so that's one. I think that's okay. I mean, it's pretty challenging. I don't really know if I would be up to the task of doing the whole thing. And I don't know, once you get to... I guess what you would then have to do is once you get to this point, you would trigger the clue to retract from the museum. So once you hit that, you know, if you put a, I don't know, some sort of pressure plate there, is that even possible? Once you get a pressure plate there, then this clue would retract and disappear. So then the only one left is the library. I don't know how necessary that is. I mean, I think it'll be great if you can manage to do that. But if you can't, I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. I think more important is that when you first arrive, that these clues aren't here. That you have to, or rather, I don't know if that's how important that is. The thing is, like when you walk into here, there's like three, you know, three red block paths, or like, you know, three clues that tell you have to go here, which is, I guess, a little bit confusing. It depends, I guess, at which point you tell them that you need the two keys. I would think the most logical place to tell the player that you need the two keys is right there at the door where the keys are going to be used. It means they have to walk there and then backtrack. I understand that much. But it also means that it's very clear what they need to do if you explain it there. Whereas if you explain it there and say, you know, get two keys to get to the gate, you know, they still have to walk around to find out which ones are the keys and which ones are the gate. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You know, just maybe we can just test that to make sure. Alright, so this is the second disc. This is the library, and he says it's full of books, so full in fact that I run out of space for the jumps itself. I tried to make a believable library, and then I noticed that I don't have space for the jumping in it. You probably will say the only solution is to build bigger, but I don't really have the time for it. No, yeah, that's fine, I understand. Also, compared to the other building, it's already huge. Yeah, it is, I know. Gameplay, what are your thoughts on it? How can I combine gameplay with realistic structure? I mean, you might have... I don't know why you still have the two colors. I guess we have the... or we had the purple one, or we're supposed to have the purple one. Can you have people parkour on tables and then, you know, jump on bookshelves? Can you do that? Maybe that's one way to do it. I don't know, like what sort of things do you usually have in the library? You have bookshelves, you have tables, you have chairs. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Can you like have people jump on those instead? I mean, you have a library. I mean, there's a library there, and then you have a parkour room, and this doesn't look like it belongs in a library at all. So what if you replace some of these with bookshelves, so that you jump on some of these the things that you jump on are actually bookshelves. And if it's going to be a block and a half, you can always kind of have bookshelf and then a half and then a slab on top of the bookshelf. Just so there's more books in here. I mean, this is not... You call it library, but there's no library here. I mean, are these tables and chairs and things like that? I don't know. I can't tell. Look, red means start here, but you can't start here. Maybe it should be a reading room, right? Oh, is that the objective? Alright, let's start here. Are you kidding me? You have to jump around the... Okay, fine. Fine. Wow, I wasn't running. I hate this double tap thing. It's just... I can't believe they think that's a good idea. Wait, what? That way? Ah, fail. I can't. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so we get to here, and then let's just go straight across. Really? I can... Well, if I ran, then I can do that. Ah, this double tap. Okay, never mind. Okay, you get to here, and then... You get to here, and what? What, through there? And then through... I'm guessing through there. Alright, that opens up that. There's more ladder up here, but not for us. Wait, we have to go diagonally across, okay. Wow. Alright, we can do that. And then... okay, into that gap, alright. Can you actually make this jump? I swear that was so close. That was so close. Come on. Okay, let's pretend we did it. And then we get up to here, and then we have to jump across this side. Jump across here, alright, jump across there we go. Is that? Oh, I see. So the museum is those two buildings there, and then the library is these two buildings here for the other disc. Right. And checkpoint. And then... What is going on down here? Oh, I see. Even this is a test. There's a hole in the ground in this building. Alright, and then this is a... I guess this is an art gallery. Is it a new painting? It's a new painting, isn't it? I've never seen that one before. That's the wither. Alright, so you jump across there, there, and then... there, and here, really? And there, and then up to here, and then up to there, and then across the top of... So these things kind of make sense. When you get to here, I mean, you're jumping across the tops of the paintings. That's alright. It's just the bricks and the things, like, what are those things? Like, I don't mind that much, to be perfectly honest. It's a little strange. I'm not hugely bothered by it. You know, the fact that you have strange parkour things inside buildings. I mean, if you can camouflage them as part of the building, then obviously that's going to be better. But if you can't, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Aha! Okay, what's going on here? Open that door. The red's down there. Are we supposed to go down first, or are we supposed to jump across here first? Why would I go... Why is the red there? I feel like we're meant to jump across these things. So this is a maze, right? Why is there a head there? Hey, Steve. So is that basically it? You just kind of jump across? I guess so. Okay, and then we're back to this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What happens after I get to here? Oh, that one. Are you sure this is possible? I hope you've actually tried all these jumps. Okay, that is actually possible. Ah, interesting. And then that one there, right? And... okay, that one there. I don't know about this red. I think you're using that a little too much now. Because that's not supposed to... like, that clue there is a bit confusing if you're walking around on the ground. Wow, didn't run. Nope. Nope. Alright, so then we jump across to there, and then up. And then up. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. Oh wait a minute. We're supposed to land on this. And then what? And then there? And then there? And then there? Are you... really? This is really difficult for a mandatory part. Actually, no, we can do this, can't we? Yeah, okay, I thought we just have to jump from there to there. Alright, so we get up to here, and that's the disc. Am I doing that wrong? Or can I not do that in creative, or what? Alright, so that's the exit there. And down. So once we get the two discs, we can move on. I mean, it's quite good. I'm a little worried about the difficulty of those jumps, but I mean, if that's fine for the parkour people, then that's fine, I guess. No, I think that's pretty good. Aside from the things that I've already said, even if you don't do those things, well, maybe you just need more signs, maybe you need more triggers and more instructions on screen if you're worried about people not understanding how to do this. But aside from that, I think it's mostly fine. I think it's mostly fine. Alright, let me just get the other disc. Do we actually need both of these? The other one was the purple one, right? That one. Was it? And so we put those in. Good trick. I like that trick. And then we go through there. That's interesting. And then we come through here. More jumps. There. Alright. Fail. Okay. And then up. Past the boring. I don't know. I mean, if we're near the end, maybe that's fine. I mean, are you gonna have more story here? Or is there more jumping? Okay, there's still that. Did we do that earlier, or is that still the next part? Alright, so get down to here. Not really all that much jumping in here. There's a tower though. Cool tower, look at this. So that's a pretty awesome tower. And we get to look back at the entire city. That's nice. I like that. That's good. Nice view. There's a pyramid there. Oh, there's loot. And then more jumping, right? Yeah, more jumping. Okay, I see. So you jump up here and across here and around the pillar. Okay, but I can't get up there. And then around the pillar. And then around there. Wow, really? Alright, so you get that there. Oh wait, there's a way back. Alright, alright. So, nope, fail. And across, and then can we just go across here? There we go. And out, and more jumping. Alright, so what are we doing here then? You haven't asked any more questions. I think that's about it. Oh, there's other stuff. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, there's more stuff. Okay, let's just keep going then. Alright, you start here, up here, and then across, and across, and across. Skip that one, and... okay. And skip that one. That's the main road, isn't it? If we can cheat our way across there, we can just win the game. You put that there. I see you. You can tell what I'm thinking. I can see that you've anticipated this. Can we cheat our way out from here? Let me just try this. Come on, sprint. Stop failing. No, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Probably not. Alright, let's stop doing that. Alright, from here... we still have to get across to there. Okay, there we go. There's the... what does that say? Need more optional loot here. Alright, so that's up to you, isn't it? Alright, so we get up to there and jump up there and jump up here and then across these. Fail. And then across these and across there and up to here. And then trick jump our way... wow. Our way into here. Wait a minute, that's red. That's the optional. Is that a chest in here? Or is it... what is this? We have a house. Okay, there's a chest back there. And... whoa, haha, diamond. Alright, so there's loot back here. Where were we? We're up here, weren't we? We were up here and we were going this side. Oh, that's the exit though. Is that it? So we have stuff in here. There's optional loot there. How do we get in there? Or do we... are we interested in getting inside? I can't tell. Alright, so that's the exit that way. End, he says. Wait a minute, why is that? If that's the end, then why do we need to... the city library? Oh wait, is this the library? What was the other one then? Oh, this is the city library. So what was the thing we were looking at before? I don't understand now. I am confused. Alright, there's a staff room. Also, why is this a mandatory part of the game? How to hide stuff. Where's the jumping? Okay, we're supposed to jump up there somehow. So upstairs, across. Wait a minute, there's no There's no parkour in the bookshelves. Wow, okay. Hold up. And oh, here we go. Here's some parkour in the bookshelves. If I can figure out where to go. Okay, I see. So this is the library. I don't know what the thing was before then. If I can. This is interesting, although I failed that already. Alright, so we jump across there, and up to here, and up to there, and up to here. And exit. I think that this is interesting enough. Wow, nice. Half-Life 2. I think Half-Life 2 the game is better than Half-Life 2 the book. But okay. Right, there's loot back here, and balcony, alright. Oh wait, do the golems attack you if you try to get past them? Is that what's happening? Wait a minute, where was the exit? The exit was back here, wasn't it? Or is there like an invisible wall there where the golems were? So we're going past the golems back here. I can cheat my way up here though. I don't know if you mean for me to do that. And I don't know what's down here. Oh, this is the... Wow. Wow, I would be really, really sad if I fell down here and had to go all the way back. Do we not have a checkpoint here or something? You should put a checkpoint here, man. Wow, if I fell down here, that would make me so sad. Alright, so we're supposed to jump across. But there's... wait a minute. There's still this. Wow, fail. Okay, what's down here first? Let me just check this. Alright, that's a dead end. So we are supposed to jump up. Okay, come on, don't fail. That way. Okay, let's pretend we made this jump. Come on, come on, you can do this. You can, there we go. Wait a minute, the golems are still down there though. Am I supposed to go straight across and back in here? We are. So what's wrong with the... did the golems attack you? Is that what's supposed to happen? Right, let me just come down here first. Wait a minute. Oh, this way. And then that way. So why would you need to... okay. I guess if you fall down you didn't need to jump back up again. Can I just run away now? Can I... okay, this is loot. But you say this way, so we're supposed to come down here? Checkpoint. So that's closed. And then exit. Alright, so why did we have to... okay, not done yet. Why do we have to do all that? Why can't we just run past the golems? Oh, haha, I should not go in. I see. I see. So there's an invisible wall here. But Order of the High Priestess area is closed off. I need to find a way around them. Right, there we go. Oh, I see. So the golems punch you back. Okay, I see how that works. Alright, that's fine, that's good. Pyramid that way, but it's closed, okay. Right, there's still other stuff. Cave challenge number 1, water slide. Optional bonus area. Yeah, I think that's mostly good. It's pretty difficult jumps, but I think that's mostly good. Cave number 1, water slide. Interesting. So he says, I always wanted to do something with water, and one day I just had an idea. It's definitely not something that's done very often. How hard do you think it is? I tried to start it easy and make it more difficult as the player progresses. Do you have ideas for improvements? Exit, go up, checkpoint, water. This is pretty awesome. Look at this. So you basically have to swim, and if you stop swimming, you fall down and die. Right? Right. Yeah, so if you stop swimming, you fall down and die. This is really good. Alright, so we jump through, and then we have to go up this. Let me just see how difficult it is. It doesn't seem so bad, except that, well, if we need to be careful not to fall too much. Alright, so there's that. Whoa, okay, I see it. I see how that works. I see how that works. You might want more checkpoints. I mean, you might want areas where you just kind of land and then have a checkpoint instead of just swim all the way. I mean, I understand how this works here, so you want to... Whoa, whoa, hey. Oh, I'm flying. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. I'm flying. Well, that messes everything up, doesn't it? Alright, let me just turn off creative mode, because if I accidentally fly... Game mode... If I accidentally fly, then that completely messes up the whole thing. I like the idea. You've got some really interesting ideas. Alright, what's this? Can we go... We can go this side as well. Okay, there's a checkpoint. Ah, so you do have some of these. So that's fine. So what was the other side? Same thing? Right, the other side is the same thing, I see. Exit to go up. I'm not exiting. We are going to keep going. Would you want some of these to flow out and then like push the... Or is that coming up as well? Alright, let's just keep going. Get to the end before we make any final judgments. Ah, there we go. So this is... Wow. Fail. Get to the end before we make any final judgments. Okay. You know, if you want it easier, you can always just have it 2 blocks deep. That makes it... that makes it slightly easier. So you can, you can adjust the difficulty that way. Alright, so you have to sprint through that one. And then up to here, and then what? Alright, so if you... Okay, so these things push you to the side, and then if you fall off, you die. Alright, I get it, I get it. I see how this works. We need a checkpoint. Or is there a checkpoint and I missed it? Well, maybe we don't. Do we need a checkpoint? I feel like... Wait a minute. Is that even possible? I swear I did that right. Okay, I see. Whoa, don't... Alright, alright. This is interesting. I like the idea. I like the idea. Wow, the checkpoint is there? That's kind of mean. It's not very nice, putting a checkpoint behind that. Alright, so that's the checkpoint there. And then the loot is here. Except we need to make sure we don't fall off. It's not too difficult. I think the difficulty level is okay. Wow. Alright, I need to not drown. There we go, we're not drowning. And then... what's happening here then? So, we get to here. Interesting. And then... up to here, alright. That's not too difficult. It's not too difficult. And get the treasure. There we go. Block of gold. No, no, that's not too difficult at all. That's a decent challenge, I think. There might be more you can do with this. Like, can you combine that with jumps? Can you combine that with more obstacles? I feel like there's more you can do with this. It's very interesting, the idea. I like it. Do I have ideas for improvements? Different obstacles, I guess? I don't know if you want a maze or not. A maze might be a bit much for something like this. No, I can't think of that many things to do, really. I mean, you can put like chess in fast-moving currents. That might be interesting. So you kind of have to try to pick them up, because like if you're in the current and you open the chest, you keep flowing, right? Is that right? That might be interesting. Actually, that might be disaster. I don't think that's even possible. Like you can't. Like if you try to loot it, you just kind of fall off and die. That might be a bit mean. Yeah, I think there's more obstacles. Because like this is interesting. You've tried that. I mean, you can always try, you know, side to side and up and over and down and things like that. You have a few things going on. Oh, I'm not in creative. Game mode 1. So you've got, you know, you've got this thing, the fall, right? You've got the ducking under. You've got the long slide. That's not too difficult. You just kind of hold back and you kind of don't fall off. You have the left-right thing. Maybe if you even remove the pillars here, that might make it even more difficult. Remove the pillars and just have signs holding the water in place. That would even make it more difficult. Yeah, I think that's... I can't think of that many other things to do. Alright, so he's got Mountain Stairs Challenge for Fun Hub Area. Alright, let me just get back to... This is not where I want to be. Way for backtracking. Where's the... there we go, there's a teleport. Mountain Stairs Challenge. Is it actually here? Resident Work Area Stairs Challenge, is that what this is? Mountain Stairs... Oh, I see. This is my entry for the Stairs Challenge. Well, because more is... Well, it's because... Oh, it's more of a long path. Because I wanted to go to my city to make it not too boring. I did add some buildings, even past the natural jungle temple and rope bridge over a river. It's a rope bridge as good as I can make it in Minecraft. My biggest problem was not to end up going mindless through the landscape, but at the same time look natural, so I did as little as possible terraforming. I'm actually not going to look at this here. I'm going to make a separate video for this, just cause this is a different topic. So this is his entry for my staircase thing. You know, back I made a video talking about staircases and asking you guys to build a staircase through a mountain as a practice for, you know, designing staircases. So we're gonna do this another time. Wow, how long is this thing? I'll do it in a separate video. And then finally he says the loot problem. You may have noticed there's no loot placed yet. This has a reason. I don't really know what good loot is. It's hard to think of something, especially in Minecraft. I don't plan to have much combat, so I don't really, so I can't really give the player like better weapons. My story is maybe nice, but it cannot really support different endings depending on the number of points you got. In your Alice Madness Returns playthrough, you talk a lot about that the loot is not good, but how can you actually fix it in Minecraft terms? The question is, what is good loot? That's a good question. The thing with Alice Madness Returns or any other game, if you're designing a game, you can design new loot, right? Like you can design new weapons, new enemies, new armor, new gadgets, things like that. But in Minecraft, you only have, this stuff to work with. So, you can't, design a new weapon. So this is a slightly different problem you have compared to Alice Madness Returns. Alright, what we can do basically is just look through the entire inventory and just ask ourselves what might be interesting for the player for this map. You say there's not much combat. Alright, we're not going to give them blocks because they're not supposed to build. We can't give them saplings because we're not giving them blocks. We can't give them leaves. We can't give them cobwebs. Grasses, so we can give them these things, but there's no reason to. Torches, maybe. I mean, I don't know how much combat you plan to have, but if you have an area where hostile mobs can spawn, and then you give them torches, then they can put the torch down to stop the enemies from spawning, right? So that might be a mechanic you can play with. So, if there might be monsters here, but then you go to an optional area, pick up a bunch of torches, and you come back, kill the enemies, put the torches down, and then you don't have to deal with the monsters anymore. So that's something you can think about doing. You can crafting. Are they gonna do those? Probably not. Snow. Alright, so we can't give them those things because they actually allow them to cheat. Paintings, heads. Can you give them heads? Is it a good idea to give them a head? Might be. It's not that funny. If you're playing multiplayer, it might be funny to give them heads. You can't give them redstone things. Maybe you can give them a pig to ride in some places. That's possible. I don't know if that allows them to cheat or not. So that might be a bonus. I don't know how much fun that would be, but it's possible. You can give them a pig to ride, and then that might be entertaining for a little while. I think, a lava bucket. These things, I think they can use that to cheat, so let's not do that. Milk? No, they can empty the bucket and bucket water around, so you can't give them a bucket. Books? You can write books, you can write stories and lore. It's completely optional. Kind of like in Bioshock, you kind of pick up books. Here you have to read them, you can't just play an audio tape. It'd be cool if you can. So maybe it's like some backstory in books. I don't know how interested you are in writing more stories, but that might be interesting. Like if you go into a house and then you pick up someone's diary and you read about them, and that tells you about the story. Like maybe a person lives there, or today I went to the market and I saw the priest. The priest was beating up a little boy because he's a mean person, or whatever your story is. You can kind of give the city a lot of backstory if you give them books to read. That might be really interesting. Not everybody will read it, but I think the people who do read it will appreciate the backstory. It's one of those things that I think people would enjoy. And it doesn't actually change the gameplay at all, but it makes your world more interesting, right? You can't give them ender pearls because they'll cheat. You can Give them a creeper egg. Turn off mob griefing and then give them creeper eggs. That's like a joke. It's like a bad joke. If they use it, they spawn a creeper and die, basically. Not a ghast. I think you can ride a ghast, and that would allow you to cheat. Can you actually do this? Let me just try this out. Come back. Wait, you can't ride a ghast? I think you can ride a ghast. Can't you do that? Oh, that's a shame. You can't ride ghast. Okay, so there's a ghast in your world now. Maybe you can give them music? That might be entertaining. A little bit of music. Fireworks? Maybe you can give them fireworks? That might be entertaining. What else can you give them? You can give them food. Cookies are always fun. But you can give them all sorts of food. You might have to give them food. Or maybe not. I mean, they don't take that much damage. Alright, enchanting. So you can't... I mean, you can give them a compass and a clock. Maybe you can give them a fishing rod. That might be kind of entertaining for a little while. You know, if you want to take a break and go fishing. Do you like if you have like a bonus area next to a pool, maybe give them a fishing rod and they can fish. That might be I mean, these like none of these things are really useful to the game. You don't need any of these things in the game because it's a parkour map, right? But I think that probably the story is the most useful or the most interesting. That has potential. Fishing is just a waste of time, basically, but that might be interesting or funny. Weapons, you don't really need that much, but things like fire protection, things like feather falling. Feather falling might actually be really useful for the player, because if you're jumping around and falling a lot, that might actually help you a lot. Fire protection, that's not that much fire, right? Respiration, maybe like in the water area, if you have any kind of water areas, maybe you can have that. And maybe that might actually lead to a secret, so you kind of go to a secret, get respiration, and get to another secret where you have to kind of swim for a long time to get to it. And you can have things like that. Bane of arthropods, I mean, if you have monsters, maybe before you get to the monsters, you can have, you know, bonus areas with swords enchanted with, you know, Spite and Bane of Arthropod and Fire Aspect and things like that, to make to make it easier to get through the combat areas. But you know, that's pretty obvious stuff. Potions are probably good. Let's just see, regeneration, probably useful. Swiftness, I mean, that actually, you know, that might be an option. I mean, you might have an area with really difficult jumps, right? But then you have a bonus area where there's a potion of swiftness in the bonus area. So if you go to the bonus and get the potion of swiftness, then you can get past the difficult jumps easier. Right? Maybe that makes sense. Or maybe you can get a potion of swiftness and get to a bonus area that you can't get to otherwise. You might have to redesign your whole map though if you start putting these in, because that changes the mechanics completely, right? So you have to be careful with that. But that's an option too, so you kind of have a difficult jump that's mandatory, but if you do a bonus area, you can grab the swiftness and then come back and it's a lot easier. So that might be an option. Fire resistance, again, I don't know how... I mean, unless you put in a lot of fire, I don't know how useful that would be. Poison's not useful. Healing, I mean, that's useful. Night vision, maybe like in that dark area where you said you were inspired by the Mirror's Edge level. Maybe in a secret area there's a night vision potion. Maybe that's useful. Or maybe you can have more dark areas if you put that in bonuses, you know. Special weakness, strength. Slowness, these are not useful. Harming, not the invisibility. No, none of this is that useful. And then materials, you can have dye. You can give them, leather armor and dye, and then, let them customize their leather armor just for fun. Again, not actually useful in any way, but it might be fun for people to do. If they want to take a break from jumping around. Yeah, so there's not that many things. I think the one of the greatest potential is the book and quill. If you want to write some stories. Maybe a potion of swiftness, but I mean you're right. There's not that many things you can put into this game, or into a Minecraft parkour map that actually improves the experience. It's mostly backstory things and maybe a few funny things like going fishing or spawning a pig and riding it for for some entertainment, but not too much practical help. Or maybe you can like ride the pig to victory. Like if you maybe you can go through the entire map, and then you can open the doors, the backtracking doors, you can open those and then bring the pig through. And so then an optional challenge is to bring the pig all the way through the map and have him exit with you. That might be funny. So you find the pig along the way and then you pick him up. And then if you do everything right, and maybe those backtracking areas can be bonus areas too. So you open all the backtracking doors to get the pig through, and then by the end of it, you bring the pig with you, and that's your boss mode. That's your hardcore mode. If you beat that level, that might be interesting. That's the achievement. What else? I can't think of too much else. Yeah, there's not too much things you can do. The book and quill, I think, is the most promising. Alright, so I don't have too much more to say, and I think you don't have that many more questions yet. That's the end of your message. I am slightly concerned by the size of this thing. You say the end is there, but there's still a giant pyramid that you haven't kind of gone through yet. I don't know how long you expect people to play this map for. I mean, how long do you usually play games for? I mean, you can play for an hour or two and you take a break, right? Are you supposed to? So, yeah, I'm just not sure. Like this map is really big, it's really long, and I don't know if you would want to like break it up into segments, or break it up into chapters and then have a clear point where people can save, take a break, and come back. Most games games used to have levels. Now they have chapters, or there are usually quite clear divisions between one part of the game and the other. I guess you have the start, and then you have the stone area, and you have the quartz area, right? So you have that much, the grey city and then the white city. I don't know if you should need more of that, or just kind of make things clearer. So you want a bit of parkour, and then a break, and a bit of parkour and a break. And the break area is maybe just kind of less jumping and more just wandering around being stupid, maybe riding a pig. And then, these things are perishable, so you need more than one if you want to get the pig through the game. Anyway, back to the idea. So maybe kind of more of these. So maybe kind of like after a really difficult jump, just have a period where people can just hang around and do nothing for a while, and then maybe easy jumps. So don't kind of keep it too difficult for a long time. Don't make it too easy for a long time. Just kind of make it easy and then difficult and easy and difficult, just so that things don't get too stressful or things don't get too easy and too boring. So you kind of mix it up a little bit. I haven't played through the game properly. I haven't played through the map properly, so I don't know if you've done that already. But that's something that game designers think about. Like, if you've just fought a really difficult boss, you usually don't go straight into another really difficult boss, right? You go through the level, you pick up all the loot, and then you fight the big boss, and then after that you kind of go back to an easy level, and you pick up more loot, and you go fight the big boss. So you kind of have that. You kind of build up and then wind down. You build up and then wind down. That's usually how things go. Like if you kind of have just kind of one really difficult boss after another, it's really difficult. It gets really stressful after a while. Or if you go for a very long time with no boss fights, then it gets kind of boring. Like why are we still walking through these corridors? Why aren't we doing anything interesting yet? So you want to mix it up. Alright, I'll stop talking. I don't think I have that much more to say. I'll look at your staircase. Oh, wait a minute, didn't you send in another one? I thought the last one was... I didn't make a video of it yet. Maybe you sent in 2. Anyway, I'll check that. I'll make a video if there's enough stuff. I'll see you guys. This is SCKChui's Minecraft Design School. You send me your questions and your save file or your server IP address, and I will give you architecture design advice and feedback. See the video description for more details. Seriously, you should read the description before you send me anything. Thank you.